Hey everyone, this is Aaron with Crypto Trends. Today, June 5th, 2019. Bitcoin. Is it going to 8,600 or 6K? We'll be taking a look at that. Also, Vechain, that's Vet, has been making some moves. Yes, it has, and we'll be taking a look at that as well. Please keep in mind, this is not financial advice. Also, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and get notified for when I drop these live streams. Alright, so let's go take a look at BTC and where it is going. Okay, this is the 3-minute, I'm looking at a 3-minute chart for BTC USD, and it is on Bitfinex. And let me scroll in here, and let me put auto on there so you can see. Okay, there. Alright, so as you can see, we've been jumping around. Hopefully you can see those candles. Let me see if I can make them a little bit bigger here. Okay, I have the thin ones off. Alright, so there. Okay, so what we have here is, it's jumping around here. It's jumping around the trading ranges here. And the lower trading range I have right here at this mark is almost like 7,600. It's 7,593. And the upper bound trading range approximate area is around 8,000, and so it's been jumping around in there a bit for a little while. Okay, and of course it was way up here at 8,600. Can it get there? What do you guys think? Well, I know that there's a lot of people that are calling this like a waterfall, where it's going to go down, 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 down. And yeah, it's a market that very well could be the case, but look at all this upside it has available to it. It was here, it was up here in these ranges here in the 8,600 and above. So we'll see where it goes. And if you look at my chart, let me shrink it down here. We have this, I had this big old box up here for a long time, and that's about 9,100. So let's hope it gets there. It did actually just spike and prick that box a little bit, so we know it can get up there. It's not beyond total like being ridiculous. Of course it can get up there, but everyone's question is when. But right now, if we're taking a look at the chart, it's been bouncing around in this area here. And let me go ahead and scroll out to the 45-minute. So yeah, there's my big old green box. Okay. If we go over here, right now we're in a trading range where this is. It could be this. We had the buying climax and point of supply, stuff like that. It's Wyckoff stuff. The actual trading range that it was doing was about 85 up to about 89. Okay, real close to 9,000, not quite up to 9,100. But so yeah, it was bouncing around there. It was just going in the center, and then it dropped. That's a test for volumes and stuff. And what did we see? Well, let me bring the volumes up here, and this is to give us clues to see what's going on. Okay, when it went down, what happened? Look at the volume. Yeah, big increase in volume. Okay, so there's a lot of supply there. Okay, so a lot of supply. That supply was a lot of that supply was been eaten up. Okay, and then it went up here, back up here to this. It's the lower, called the automatic rally line at 86. So it went up to back 86, and this is a very important point for this chart because that's when it got established here for this trading range. So it went up here, went all the way up, and then it just dumped down. And that was like, you could think of that as another upper bounds test for liquidity and for supply. And down here, there wasn't hardly anything. Sales started coming up as it started dropping. That meant there was actually more supply hiding. And drop, big huge sell. And now if you look, real nice large decrease in the sell volume. Yeah, so supply is going down in this area. Fewer and fewer people are looking to actually sell, and overall volume is going down, which in this case, to me, in my style of trading, is actually bullish. So I think that it's my opinion, and please keep in mind this is just my opinion. It's not not trading advice or anything like that. Do your own research, guys. But looking at this, yeah, I think it has a nice chance going up. Why? We have a decrease in supply, and when we have a decrease in supply, that usually creates an uptrend up. Okay, it creates an uptrend. So yeah, decrease in supply creates an upward bound motion, increase in price. Yeah, because there's less supply, right? And what else do we have? What other clues? Let me get the let me shrink this. Let me scale back in. See if I can do this little handy dandy thing. Hey, that worked pretty good. Okay, so that'll work real well, actually. Okay, so we have the our supply here just going down to nothing. Okay, and it is like nothing, and that's really an interesting sign. That's what we're looking for. And we can actually do a bar by bar analysis here and say, okay, well, you know, this one got pushed up or whatever. I mean, that could take like all day to do bar by bar analysis. But the general trend is what's happening right now on the very short term is we are making higher lows, which is nice. The very micro trend is up, which is nice. The micro trend for the volumes is decreasing, which is nice. And then plus it's getting pathetically low, which is very nice. Also, how about the amplitude, the volatility of the volatility of the bars? What's going on with that? Well, back here, that's pretty high bar, right? Had a pretty big margin between the high and the low, and it's getting smaller here. Okay, here's some more. They're getting smaller. Okay, it's here. It's getting smaller. All right. Overall, though, there's a lot more smaller bars than there are larger bars. Plus, notice how tight the spread here is getting. So if we compare the spread right in here in these last few bars, and yeah, this is on the 45-minute. If we compare the spread on these last few bars to several hours ago, it's you know, these are pretty much all over the place. These are almost like a straight line going across. And so that is interesting. That is an indication that something is going to happen. Okay, we have basically a decrease, somewhat decrease in volatility, a decrease in price spread, and the volume is decreasing. Those are like three ticks on my checklist to say, hey, something is going to happen. Okay, something is going to happen with this guy. Let me get auto off. Okay, that's off. Let me scroll on down here. Let me shrink the volume. Okay, so you guys might be seeing this green line. Where did this green line come from? Well, in my previous video, where it said it was titled like Shark Talk, charting for whales, you know what I would do. What that actually was is that was a remote viewing I was doing a remote viewing and getting the information as I was talking about Bitcoin and where it's going to go. Go back and watch that video. It's the last video I did. And listen to it. And listen to the arguments and stuff like that, because what happens is it will give you a lot of interesting information about the psychology of whales. Okay, about the psychology of whales and what they're doing and stuff. About the game, let's call it. Okay, so go check out that video, listen to it. While I was talking about and drawing this line and so on like that, I was actually in the energy of, it could have been a whale or it could have been an advisor to whales or whatever. I don't know who. but I was basically in that energy. So if you kind of find that stuff interesting, it's interesting, you know, but take it with a grain of salt, okay? It's like I'm not going to be pumping red coin or theta or anything like that, you know, because Spirit told me. No, it's different. Excuse me, but check it out. It's interesting. Take it with a grain of salt, okay? But we can scroll on out. Let me scroll on out here to the day. Let me put it back on auto. Here we go. So we can see basically all this stuff, okay? And if you watch the video, that'll make more sense, all right? Because it gets explained as we go. But yeah, so I'm thinking, I am of the opinion that, yeah, we might visit this upper bounds threshold here, which is actually about not 86, but beyond that, almost 9,000, about 8,900. And we'll see if we revisit that and if we can pop above it. Because as we all know, the chart goes up and down, and it likes to go in between trading ranges, and it tests the high range and it tests the low range, and it just bounces all around, checking supply. And right now it looks like supply is drying up, which means that would have a favorable effect on the future. So we'll see what's going on with Bitcoin. That's the basic analysis of it. It's in between on the more macro scale here, these trading ranges here. It didn't drop way down below the halfway point, which would have been here. It got close, but it didn't drop below, which is to me a bullish sign, because we had all this space below where it could have dropped at this, you know, this red line. Whammo, that would have been not so great. But here it stayed right around here, this middle zone, and is popping back up. So it bounced. It did not go below this red line. Very, very nice. Okay, so that's about it for BTC. What is going on with Vechain? Yeah, with Vechain. We're going to be taking a look at Vechain here. Let's look at Vechain versus USDT on Binance. Let me scroll out a bit. This is on the daily. Okay. First, let me go check the chat here. See if I have anybody. Oh my gosh, I have people's on the chat. Hey everyone, how's it going? Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me see. Okay. All right. Hey Mark, how's it going? Yeah, I'll be checking this out right quick. Am I familiar with CND? What's your take on it? Syndicator. I'll answer this right quick. Usually on anything that has to deal with taking any type of control that you have away from you. In other words, trading bots, if you're going to get hooked up with trading bots, or you're going to get hooked up with artificial intelligence because you're going to rely on the artificial intelligence more than yourself. Anything that does any of that kind of stuff, I stay away from, because I think that you have the ultimate power and ability and are in complete control of yourself and can, you're the ultimate trader. If you're not right now, you can be, and you can far, far, far outsmart the bots, okay? They were programmed by somebody. And plus, you know, I mean, I just don't want to do that. If people want to give away their trading ability and put it into hands of somebody else, go ahead and get a financial advisor. Get a financial advisor, give him the money, and let him make all the trades for you, okay? Just relinquish control and go back and talk to him once every 4 or 5 years, okay? That's, yeah. So anyway, CND, if I'm thinking about, if that's right, syndicator, and as far as like getting calls and stuff like that, I'm just not for me. You guys can do it on your own, you know, on your own. But anyway, thanks for the comment, Mark. Yeah, good morning to you. So let's get back here to Vechain. First, we have to look at this because this is exciting. This is on explore.vforge.com, and lo and behold, the transactions are increasing. Isn't that nice? So we have the transactions and the clauses. So we're seeing a nice increase. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. That's like production stuff. And recently, they had Milk go on the blockchain. That was Milk, where you have a little QR tag, a QR code on a milk bottle, and you can click on it. You can use WeChat it works with. You can use the Vechain app, for the mobile phone app. Scan the tag, wham, it tells you where it's from, all that good stuff, okay? And that's the best way to do it, is using, Vechain app, of course. But yeah, so it has milk going on production. This is real world stuff. It has other things on there. We have those teas, remember, and other things. So we'll see. But anyway, the clauses and the transactions are like moving. They are no longer flatline like they used to be a while back. So that is really good news. So I'm going to go ahead and kill that. You can, once again, check them out at explore.vforge.com. So that is exciting stuff. Also in a link below, where I put like Outlandish connecting the dots, you can read that. That's just for fun, but it really it's somebody having a big stretch on possible Vechain stuff. So just keep your it's kind of interesting, but yeah, tell me what you think of that in the chats after you read that tweet, if you think it's feasible or not. But take it with a grain of salt, okay? It's just fun to think about and fun to dream, okay? So that I put that there basically for entertainment purposes. Okay, I do not endorse it or anything like that at this time. Anyway, so let's go back, take a look at Vechain. As we can see, hey, on CoinGecko right now it's showing up 7.6%, so that's great. It's just been plugging along here. You can see the little chart. Yeah, great. So Vechain, VET, I often call it VET. Had somebody ask what VET was. VET is Vechain, okay? That is the ticker for it. So let's go take a look at it to see what is going on. Other than they are starting to ramp up real world usage, which is great. And please keep in mind that putting things in the production world and real world use cases and stuff on the blockchain takes time. And I'm sure you guys know this. Anyway, what is going on here? This is on the daily USDT. And yeah, we have a nice increase, don't we? If we take a look at this chart, yeah, terrible. So you can see, let me scroll it here. So you can see we have a big, huge, this is actually a huge trading range here. It goes from 0.005 all the way up to 0.02. Okay, and yeah, it does fall. Things can fall below the trading range. Sure, that happens. Okay, but nevertheless, what we're doing is right now we're trading in the lower 25 percentile, and we're starting to peak above that, which is exciting. So that's exciting times. We're getting series of higher lows. You see that? A nice, slow, gradual increase. Oh, that's a terrible line. Let me do that and make it thicker. There. Okay, so the general trend, yeah, I know this is not exact, it's not supposed to be, but the general overall trend is like that, isn't it? Which is really cool. And if we scroll on in, it's pretty much, yeah, it's going a little bit flat, but it's still making higher lows, which is nice, except here it's at a more aggressive angle, isn't it? Isn't that cool? Yeah, so let me go in here to the 30-minute. Yeah, why not? Let me put it on auto, get the scaling here going. Okay, yeah, so nice higher lows. Boom, 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 boom. And it's going up, and this was like a micro trend, as we can see here. That yeah, I based it off of that. That was an older one, and then we have a larger pattern. Let's see, is this a larger pattern? Yeah, we have a larger pattern where it goes basically here like that. Let me copy paste that, bring it down here, boom, boom, boom. Okay, and so yeah, it's approaching this other larger micro pattern, a pattern within a pattern. Okay. For Wyckoff stuff, but it looks like a bounce down here. What you would call this is actually could be like a spring. Okay, a spring on a micro level. Wham, it's going up. And so it's hitting this previous line here, which is great. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's things are just looking good. We have a nice increase in volumes. Okay, look at the overall volumes, nice increase. It's really bumped up quite a bit. So that is great. This is on the 30-minute. Let me go back to, let's go to the 4-hour here. Look at those volumes. Nice increase in volume activity. Notice here that it was decreasing. Yeah, decreasing. Whammo. And then what happens? Yeah, it increases. Remember I said on Bitcoin, hey, the volume was decreasing, right? Yeah. That's because, to me, that is a bullish sign. And so now we have, whoops, we have a bunch of dots there. Let me kill that. Let me kill that. Whammo. Okay, so nice increase. We're getting some supply coming in at this level, which is expected, but we're also getting a lot of strong buys with some very strong buys back here at this time frame. So Vechain to me is looking pretty dang strong. And right now, if we go over to, let's go over to Binance. Go down. Where is Vechain? Vechain is, it helps to know your alphabet. 8.13% up. Awesome. So what's going on with Vechain? Why is it doing that? Well, it's making some moves, obviously here trading wise, but then they also have a an announcement from PwC coming up that we're all anxiously awaiting for. So we'll see. Could be big, could be small, could be, I don't know, could be a nothing burger, but we'll see. There's a lot of anticipation for that. That's the important thing, because apparently to me that's kind of like one of the causes for driving the market here, which is cool. I'll take it. I'll take it. So let me scroll out here. That's on the 5-minute. Go out here to the 1 hour. And yeah, guys, I go in between 5-minute, 1 minute, 3-minute. It's like I was scalping today at 1 minute, 1 minute intervals, having some fun, practicing. Make sure to, guys, practice. Practice. But anyway, so yeah, we can see where we are. So this is a little bit different view. Have this nice markup here. Automatic rally, bounced off of that. It's going up, going in between the trading ranges and stuff like that. So we'll see what goes on with Vechain, but Vechain is looking nice, and then plus it has some nice volatility here, which is a nice thing. So yeah, there's the ranges, 0.006 on this one to almost 0.8 0.008. Okay, 0.006 to 0.008. So yeah, Vechain. Do your research on Vechain. Wonderful coin, and the coin. Wonderful project. Let's put it that way. Very, very wonderful project. One of my favorites. Lots of good things going for him. All right, so that's about it. So I'm just going to head on over to the chat, say hi, and see what you guys have to say. Let me break this out. So yeah, CND. Let's go take a look here. CND. This is on the 1 hour. See what we're looking at. Okay. Comes down. Classical markdown. Doing a little bit uptick. Yeah, volumes are increasing there a little bit. Did the volumes increase a lot on the sales coming down? No. How about on this one? That low was a buy, but really no increase other than like a single order. Trying to get some clues about volume. Let's go out to the 4 hour. Okay, historical. See the density here? That's what I'm looking for, the density, okay? And also the height. The overall height and density and the volumes. You might be able to see that. Let's go look at it over here. CND versus, what was that? BTC. There we go. 4 hour. Okay, let's bump up here because a lot of stories can be told in the volume. Auto. Okay, so back at its inception, there we go. Yeah, lots of volume. Boom. After that, nothing. A few little spikes. Did a little blurb there. Really losing interest here. Just a real tiny little spike. See if we see any patterns. Yeah, we have classical distribution pattern here. Boom, 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 boom. Selling, selling, selling. Shakeout. Came down. Markdown. So what happens after markdown? Oh, let me mess with the scale here a bit. There. Let's use this thing. This thing worked. Whoops. It's a little magnifying glass. That worked pretty good last time. Okay. So, comes down. Yeah, what do we have going on here? Boom, boom, boom. Hopefully you guys can see this. Markdown. Okay, so there's a selling climax. Right there. Do we have a rally? Yeah. Right there. So we had an up thrust. We had a test. Came back down. Up thrust. Came back down. Another up thrust test. They all failed, so it failed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. What we'd like to see is here, this might not be a failure yet. What we'd like to see is it for it to come here and then start turning around and then start going. And then it'll come up here, come down a bit, and then go. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. Right now it's testing supply and demand. We have a nice buy here. Let's take a look at the candles here since that's large volume. Next one is a down bar. So highest volume, up bar, it's above this one here. Then the next one is a down bar that indicates a sign of weakness. That's what that is an indication of. We do have decreasing volumes except for that one big guy, which is nice to see. How's our volatility? Our volatility, let me get rid of these lines here. Okay, so our volatility is going like that, and the price spread. So yeah, this thing's looking like, yeah, it could be doing another test here, or it could just dump. You know, I mean, either way. But it looks interesting. But yeah, we'll see what's going on. Right now, this is in this is being accumulated, and sometimes accumulation can be painful. Okay, keep that in mind. But yeah, it looks like it's right now in accumulation phase. We do have an overall build up in interest in volume here. So yeah, keep an eye on it. All right, keep an eye on it. There's a lot of coins that are starting to pick up, aren't there? Yeah. Okay, so that's Syndicator. So there you go. Hopefully you like that. Put in the comments why you like Syndicator. So Diesel Hound wants to know, where can he go buy an X node? For vet, right? I think there is called what is, like, V Exchange or something like that. There's information on the Reddit. You can find it, okay? I don't know off the top of my head. I'm not into nodes. So I really don't know. But if you're in the US, it doesn't do much good. If you're more in the UK where you can actually invest in ICOs, that's a cool thing. Because with the ICOs, you get like early access and stuff like that. If you're in the US, well, you can't invest in ICOs at all. So, oh well. But what you do get is an increase in the amount of Vechain Thor generation, which is nice. So you get higher staking rewards than those without an X node. Okay? But what you have to do, keep in mind, you have to have the coins to qualify you for an X node. So that's like 1.6 million, okay? And then on top of that, you have to buy the X node status, and that is in an auction place where you can go and actually purchase the status. And so please keep in mind that you have to pay a lot, a couple $100,000 in, well, not thousands of dollars, but a couple $100,000 in VET, okay, in Vechain for just the status, okay? You got to have a whole bunch of coins. Otherwise, what you'll be doing is you'll be buying a status. You don't have the coins to support it, and then what happens is that it just evaporates and it's gone, okay? It deems it as a X node without the coins to back it up, and so it evaporates. I would ask Reddit. Look on Reddit, okay? A lot of people on the Reddit do that stuff. And yeah, you don't do it on VForge. Hey, baby boomer crypto. Yeah, you finally got me live. How's it going? The time difference in Australia. I know. And that's why I tend to do the later, well, in California, the later night streams to catch Aussie, and also this pops up, you know, in the morning, in the real early morning in UK and stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, so good day. Thanks for watching. Oh yeah, and baby boomer crypto, any thoughts on BTC correction 72 to 64? Well, go ahead and rewind the video. I talked about that. $72 is right about here where this dotted line is. It could come down there. If it comes down there, it might come all the way back down to about 68. Okay, we really don't want to go there, and I'm not thinking they're going to do that because it appears that they are in a reaccumulation phase. Okay, they're trying to pick up coins. This is basically what's called a shakeout. Okay, this whole area here, this is shakeouts, and they're creating liquidity in the markets. Okay, it doesn't look like to me that it is a markdown where we're just going to keep on going down like this, like I showed on that other coin that we're just looking at on Syndicator, I think. But it looks to me that, you know, things are looking kind of on the upside, and this is on the 4 hour. If we go to the 45 minute, yeah, it's doing some tests and stuff like that, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, anything can happen. It can drop, of course, but yeah, go ahead and check out my explanation on the beginning of the video. All right, yeah, because of course it can go up and it can go down, right? It's the market. Anyway, guys, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, get notified. Put in your comments of what you think if you watch that. I have that link. It's a fun link, okay? Take it as that. It's like, I don't know. It's really speculation big time. But check that out. Put your comments in. It's a fun thing. Anyway, guys, take it easy. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.